suffered under Islam.
Yes.
And the Muslims are arguing that Jews flourished under Islam.
Yes.
Okay, so flourished means that they prospered, they excelled, they were highly educated, they were successful in business, they had all the opportunities Muslims had.
They prospered in the same way they
so
prospered.
that was
under
that was the general pattern of the Jews living under Islam, the general pattern of their lifestyle. Okay, now I'm not saying there were no miscarriages of justice.
Would you agree they lived as second-class citizens?
No.
And the
Define second-class citizen.
Not
like Palestinians are living under Israel today. No, not like that.
Okay,
no,
so
absolutely not.
Israeli
Jews never lived under Islam like the Palestinians are living with Israelis today.
And the hypocrisy of this man. Arabs in Israel pay the exact same tax as Jews in Israel. If you earn a lot, you pay a lot. If you earn a little,
I didn't say Arabs.
Jews
I said Palestinians.
Under the Khulafa pay the jizya until they're humbled.
Okay.
No, they didn't pay jizya.
Jews didn't pay jizya.
Okay.
Astaghfirullah.
Okay.
No, like Muslims, just
Brother, wait. Let me handle him.
And I do have to get back to my wife, so it has to be really quick.
So you see, note the language. The Arabs living in Israel pay the same tax.
Yes.
He's right. Palestinians living under the domain or the power of Israel, let's say in West Bank, in Gaza. Gaza is a concentration camp. It's a concentration camp. It is. Oh, wait. It's a giant prison. He doesn't want to talk about what does he do? This is how disingenuous these people are. They will jump straight to Israel. They have given some rights to the Arabs living in Israel. And even when you go and speak to the Arabs living in Israel, ask them what they feel about it. Okay, those Arabs who actually ended up in the Israeli Knesset, the parliament, speak to them and let them speak for the Arabs in Israel. I'm going to leave it for them. I'm talking about Palestinians. What are the Palestinians going through under Israel? The question is, did the Jews ever, and I'll put more emphasis and stress on this, did the Jews ever in the entire history of the Muslim civilization live in those conditions under Islam? That's the question. That's the question.
Yes.
And the answer is no.
Okay, so that.
And he will have to present evidence that the Jews were put in a concentration camp. Yeah, we're gonna go. Hold on to it.
Okay, very quick.
You're gonna say that these Muslims are unfair and they don't give me any mics and they're giving mics to the Muslim guy. Right? Yeah, so we Muslims have always treated you like this, but you don't want to accept it.
I was waiting for that.
So
don't put more mics than him because he's gonna say that these Muslims are biased. There are two mics there and there's one mic there.
Very quickly, when Adnan's finished, the Palestinians in the Palestinian territories pay tax to the Palestinian Authority. If the Palestinians under the Palestinian Authority are unhappy with the tax that they pay, they take it up with the Palestinian Authority. The Jews living under the Palestinian Authority don't pay any tax because they were ethnically cleansed. But getting back to the subject, the jizya.
The Jews were ethnically cleansed?
Adnan, I didn't shout over you. Pay me the same respect.
So
Adnan,
how do you exist?
Adnan, wait your turn.
But Jews were ethnically cleansed. How do you exist?
Adnan, wait your turn. I can educate you on all these things, but you have to wait your turn. The jizya is imposed upon the Jew. There is no limit to it, and it is imposed on him. The Quran gives the reason explicitly in verse 9:29, and it is until the Jew is humbled, sagirun, belittled.
Okay.
Does that sound? Listen to this, audience. If the Jew was truly equal, why does he not pay the same tax as the Muslim? And why does the Muslim not pay the tax until he is humble?
Okay.
Why is it only the Jew that you're
I will
humble?
quickly respond and I'll make a move because
I also have to go. So neither of us are running. We're going to have a proper debate.
Yeah, we're going to have a proper debate on this. By the way, the purpose of this conversation is to lead up to a debate. We're going to have a debate, and the topic of the debate will be Zionist Joseph will be arguing that Jews.
Adnan.
You're gonna call me that? No problem. What is? Yeah, let me finish. Okay, I'm a Muslim. Muslim Adnan will argue with Zionist. Zionist. No, Zionist. I have no problem with you being a Jew. I have a problem with this idea of Zionism. I do. I mean, it's like, ISIS is an ideology and they claim to be Muslims. We have a problem with that ideology. Okay, Zionism is an ideology. It's not a religion. Judaism is religion. I have no problem with Judaism. I have no problem. I mean, I don't agree with Judaism. I don't agree with Judaism. I wouldn't be a Jew myself because I don't agree with it, right? But I don't have a problem with the existence of the Jewish people. I believe the Jewish people have I believe the Jewish people have flourished, existed, coexisted in prosperity and happiness with the Muslims for the last 1,400 years until the state of Israel was created. That's a conversation we can have later on in that debate. So the topic of the debate will be, Joseph will argue the Jewish people suffered under Islam, okay? And that was the norm. This is what he will be arguing. That was the norm. I will be arguing on the other hand that the Jewish people flourished under Islam and that was the norm. We're not going to be dealing with exceptions. We're going to be dealing with the norms. How did the people, okay, feel under Islam? So Joseph will present his evidence in this debate and so will I. Okay, we will have this debate online or offline, wherever appropriate. We'll discuss the details, right? The point is that Joseph has been very naughty recently on Twitter and elsewhere. He took a very short clip from a very long conversation between myself and himself, and he tried to make me look like an anti-Semite. Okay, and he failed miserably because what I did, I went, Twitter is an open platform. I went and I posted the full debate, and people could see what Joseph is trying to be naughty. Okay, so then Joseph realized, hold on a second, okay, he didn't expect me to come and comment and participate in that discussion. Then they said, Adnan, you are lying in this discussion. Those, yeah, you're right, he's right. He tagged me, and that's how I found out. Okay, so Joseph challenged me on Twitter that you quoted these sources that don't exist. So what do? I take those quotes and I paste them on Twitter for him to see. What does he do? He tries to spin them, he goes around them, he's dancing around them, not admitting that you're right. Bahya bin Bakuda said exactly what you claimed he said. Then this other source, which I mispronounced, it is, I called it Petrosephron, but it was Sephropetron. Okay, so I got the name wrong, but I had the source right. Joseph doesn't have the audacity to come back and admit in public that you were right, what you claimed does exist, but I don't have to agree with it. But is that true? Can you confirm those two sources you challenged me on Twitter?
Okay,
they do exist, and
Adnan,
they
it's
say
not your fault that you got the name wrong, but I can't be expected to take you on. If I say I read that famous Muslim scholar John Smith, and you're like, mate, there's no Muslim scholar called John Smith.
Maybe Smith John.
Then maybe Smith.
There you go. It's not.
So you got the name wrong.
Muhammad Ali.
Adnan, it's not the Adnan show. I've got to get back to my wife. One question.
Joseph.
No. You spoke for about 50 minutes.
Did Bahya bin Bakuda, a Jewish rabbi living in Cordoba in the 11th century, did he say that our living conditions are better than the Muslims? Did he say that?
So Adnan, we will do this on the debate. You've spoken
we
for
will.
a long time.
But I want
I'm going to close it on this one.
I want this to be on Twitter. Joseph, did Bahya bin Bakuda, a Jewish rabbi from the 11th century Cordoba, did he say that our living conditions are better than the Muslims?
I'm going to read what you said. So here we go. So I'm just getting.
No. Read the quote I sent. Read the very quote from the very book.
But what you said is not what the quote said. That's my whole point.
What did I say?
So that's what I'm trying to pull up.
Let's go to the discussion and find what I say about Bahya bin Bakuda. This is Bahya bin Bakuda, right? Read it.
So here we go.
Is that the one?
So So this is what you said. You claimed it said we have been honoured by the Ishmaelites. That God, actually, this is.
That was Sephropetron.
Yeah.
So Joseph, what I said was true, and what you claimed.
We'll do this in the debate. I've got time.
Okay.
Adnan, very, very simply, because you spoke for a long, long time. This is my simple yes/no answer. This is all I'm going to ask. Jews living under the Khilafah, should they pay the jizya until they're humbled?
Okay.
Yes, no.
I'm going to answer.
Yes,
I'm
no.
going to answer.
Yes,
what do you mean, yes, no?
That's what you just said to me, yes, no.
How old are you?
You just said yes,
How
no.
old are you, Joseph? Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. How old are you? How old are you? Yes, no. Yes, no.
You literally
Yes, no.
said the same thing to me 2 seconds ago.
How old are you,
said the
Joseph?
same thing to me.
How old are you? Yes, no.
It's like
Yes,
debating
no.
my daughter.
Joseph.
And she's 2.
Joseph, how old are you? Yes, no. Yes, no. How old are you?
Do you want me to?
Yes, no.
Should I pay
So
the
there's no
jizya?
yes, no answer. That's my point. My point. I'm going to answer your question. Okay, we're going to address this point in the debate. So we're going to leave this point for the debate. The issue of jizya. issue of jizya. Jizya, I can tell you this much: the Jewish people paying jizya, living in the domain of Islam for the last 1,300 years before the State of Israel was created, they lived in far better conditions than the Palestinians are living under the domain and the illegal occupation of Israel. Full stop, period. I think we agree on that point, don't we? Don't we? Yeah. Let's continue with the debate.
Let's go. But it's hard. It's hard.
See you later. See you later. But we